Hey guys, how you doing? It's Tim Shurr, president of Shurr Success Seminars and Indie Hypnosis, and I wanted to jump on here. I got a little bit extra energy left to share this message with you. It's kind of funny. I've been making videos in my car because that was the only time I had to make videos. At least that was the story I was telling myself. And I was getting some people saying, you shouldn't be doing that while you're driving. And I'm like, I don't care. The message is more important. We're going to make it happen. And then I got an email from my wife today and she's like, you're not making videos while you're driving, are you? And then I'm like, okay. So here I am, stationary, giving you my full attention. And I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I hear people say, which really hurts my heart. And I want to change that. They say, why am I so broken? Right? What's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? How come I don't have the ability to do this? Whatever this may be. How come I can't break this bad habit or achieve this goal or lose weight or make more money? What's wrong with me? How come other people are successful and I'm not? And what I've learned is that you're not broken. The belief is. It's a faulty belief that's messing with you. When you want to have a breakthrough in your life, you've got to look at your beliefs and your strategy. Okay, let's go like this so we're even. So your beliefs and your strategy, right? And it's either your beliefs, which it almost always is, a belief that you're not worthy or you're not good enough causes you to sabotage. It causes you to distract yourself or procrastinate. It causes you to hold back instead of lean in. It causes you to look for ways to retreat instead of finishing what you start. You know, it sabotages us in a lot of ways. So we've got to update our beliefs first. I talk about that all the time. The second part is our strategy, right? And our strategy is all about how we approach achieving our goals. And I sit in rooms all day long helping people to strategize about how to have high performing teams or how to reach their sales goals or their financial goals or their health goals or their relationship goals. Whatever it may be. And I find that a lot of times it's how we're talking to ourselves. It's the story that we're telling ourselves. So if there's two kinds of questions, there's power questions and lousy questions. Power questions focus you on what you want, how you want to feel, and what's one thing you can do to start moving that direction. And when you're focusing on what you want and how you want to create that, then all of a sudden your brain starts paying attention to the opportunities that will help you to make that happen. If you are telling yourself that it's never going to happen, that it's not going to work out for me, that I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough resources, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not supported enough, whatever it may be, then your mind will look for reasons to prove why that's true. It will look for the evidence to prove whatever you think is true. It'll look for the evidence to prove it, right? Because we like to be right. And so what you want to remember is that you don't want to be right with certain things. You don't want your brain to prove that you're right about you not being able to achieve a goal. Because everybody that comes to me, they start out here, I can't do this. Then we do our sessions, and now they're over here. I have done this. What's the difference? What has changed? Is it really their environment that's changed? No. Is it all of a sudden they're a totally different person? No. Is it that they have all of a sudden a whole bunch of extra time or money that they didn't have before? No. Do they suddenly have a whole bunch of extra wisdom that they didn't have before? No. What changed? What changed was a belief and then their strategy. That's it. And they had the ability to cause that to happen the whole time. Now, people will get frustrated. They'll be like, well, how come I couldn't figure it out on my own? Because we're interrelational beings. Because human beings need each other. We need each other. I mean, I could never have gotten to the different levels of success that I've gotten to without the help of lots and lots of other people. I can read books. I can listen to audiobooks. It's helped a lot, but it's very different sitting down in front of somebody who's watching what I'm doing, listening to what I'm doing, and then giving me live feedback or giving me tools that are customized specifically for me. When I get that kind of live feedback, I'm able to take, years off my learning curve. I'm able to pick up things that I might not have picked up from a book. From the conversation, now we have two brains working together. And they always say whenever two brains are working together, a third is created, right? So you start to strategize with somebody else and it's like something else, some other energy, is created through the synergy of the relationship. Other people will say that, when you pray and you're working with other people, that God comes in the room and helps you out. All right. And so I believe that a lot of times God helps you out by putting the right people into your life that will help you and support you and encourage you and give you new tools or challenge you. Right. Sometimes I have to challenge people. I call it having the talk. I write it in my notes. I had to have the talk today. Right. And that means challenging somebody on their BS, their belief system. Sometimes I have to really tell people, they'll say, oh, I don't think I should do this, or I want to, can I get a refund? Or, I don't think I'm going to take a break for a little while. And I have to lean in and go, oh, no, no, no. We need to finish what we started. This is hard. What you're trying to do is get out of something hard, and that is what always sabotages you. We need to lean in. We need to go towards this. We need to feel the anxiety and move through it, right? Instead of trying to always avoid it, because otherwise it will always come back. It's like we recycle our fear, our anxiety, our stress, our pain. What we want to do is resolve it and get it out. We don't want to push it back down. We want to resolve it and release it, not recycle it. And to do that, you often need somebody else to help you. So you have a friend, you have a parent, you have a pastor, you have a priest, you have a coach, you have somebody in your life, whether you have to hire them or you have someone in your life that can give you honest feedback, that can do it in a kind way, but also be honest with you and direct. Look for those people in your life. Sometimes you got to sift through a lot of mud before you find those golden nuggets, but it's worth it. Because you can't go through your whole life thinking that you're broken when that's a lie, right? It's a lie. The only thing that's broken or faulty is that belief itself. You are already whole. You were born a beautiful, perfect being. And then you started to absorb the ideas, opinions, and experiences of those around you, and those form the beliefs that you have. So you weren't born with the beliefs that you have, and most of the beliefs that you have, you did not choose for yourself. If you have a favorite sports team, like I grew up around Chicago, so I was a Bears fan. I was a Bulls fan. I remember the Chicago Shuffle, the Bears Shuffle. If you're from Chicago, when they won the Super Bowl, it was a big deal, right? And so, I was always growing up while watching Michael Jordan, and that was my team. Now, I lived in Indiana, but I was really close to the border of Chicago. So I was closer to Chicago than I was Indianapolis. When I moved to Indianapolis, all of a sudden, I was being told I needed to be a Colts fan. And the first year that I moved here, the Bears and the Colts were playing each other in the Super Bowl. I'm like, win-win. This is awesome, right? So, but the point was, a lot of the beliefs that we have aren't even our beliefs. If we have a limiting belief, often what I'll ask myself is, where'd I get that belief from? This is true according to who? I'm broken according to who, right? And so what we start to realize is that we don't have to buy into that anymore. We certainly don't have to reinforce it. But a lot of times we don't know that we're reinforcing it. We think it's just how it is. And it's only how it is because that's what's been reinforced. If you have two plants and you water one of them and you don't water the other one, the one you water is going to grow. And so we got to make sure what kind of beliefs are we watering in our brain? What kind of beliefs are we reinforcing? What are we focusing on? And so you want to make sure that you're using power questions to continually ask yourself, what do I want to believe instead? If I could believe anything, what do I want to believe? I know this is how I feel right now, but what do I want to feel? How do I want to believe? And then if that's what you want to believe, and it takes you, let's just say it takes you 500 times to hear it before it finally becomes believable, well, get started, right? Because if you have a belief that I can't, you won't. If you have a belief I can, you will. And if it takes 500 times for you to go from I can't to I can, get started. Start telling yourself, I can. And then you'll go, yeah, right, I can. I'm totally fooling myself. But then you get back on it. How many times did you say it? 3, 4, you don't believe it yet? So keep going. Check in 250 times after saying it. Check in 400 times after saying it. After 400 times of saying that, see, most people don't ever get anywhere close to that. They spend all their time complaining about why they're not getting what they want, but they're not doing anything to change it. And so if you spent 400 times, I don't know how long that would take, but to say, I can, I am, and you say that 400 times, 500 times, it'll take you probably a couple weeks to say that. After a week or two of telling yourself that, you start to notice things differently. You start to pay attention to things. Suddenly you're thinking, well, I can, so why don't I just do it? and then you make some new choice, you take some new action, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get a new outcome, and you're like, oh, what is this? What is going on here? And then all of a sudden, that's where you start to have the magic that happens. That's when the magic starts to happen in your life, because then all of a sudden you realize, wow, I'm changing what I'm focusing on. I'm changing what I'm telling myself. And now I'm getting a new result. What if I keep doing that? And then all of a sudden you carve this new neural pathway in your brain that says, I can, right? Instead of I can't, I can, I just did. And look what happened. I'm going to do that again. And that starts to put a seedling in that brain of yours of a new belief, because we get our beliefs from either repetition or from having an experience where there's a strong emotional charge. There's a strong emotional charge. And a lot of times when we're little, we get our beliefs from our parents. So we might have a belief that we can't speak in front of groups because we got embarrassed. A teacher called us in front of the classroom and then said something and it embarrassed us. Well, that was a strong emotional charge. So a belief is formed and it gets locked in right away. What I do is I go back to that situation and we release it. And then we create a new belief and we reframe that situation so that now you are strong and empowered. And you come out of that situation with a new belief, a new feeling, and a new sense of control and confidence that's hard to get on our own, right? Even if you listen to a guided meditation program, there's something more powerful if you're being led through it personally, right? Even if it's with a group, it's still more powerful than trying to do it on your own. And so being able to have experiences like that are huge. So all I want you to focus on is pay attention to what you're telling yourself and take a look at either your beliefs or your strategy and saying, I need to improve both, but which one do I need to improve the most? What do I need to focus on the most? Is it my beliefs or is it my approach? And then look for ways to continue to empower yourself, get that feedback from others, improve the questions that you're asking yourself, challenge some of those beliefs that are holding you back. If you don't know how to do that, go back and watch my other videos. I've been releasing tons of videos and content this year because 2020, I just want to give so much free training out there so that by the time you actually do join us for a one-on-one session or you join one of our power coaching circles, you already have a level of education. So you're not starting from the ground up. Right. So I'm giving you all this free content so that you're able to get all kinds of strategies, have all kinds of breakthroughs, have all kinds of evidence that this works so that you get more excited about what we're doing. Because once you recognize what we're really doing, we're transforming lives. We're transforming families. The goal is to transform the world by getting rid of needless emotional suffering, by creating more inner peace and more happiness and more calm. And every time we do that, we feel stronger and our lives get better. And then I really believe that when one person's life improves, the whole world improves. We shine a little bit brighter. Okay. So anyway, I want you to focus on that and make sure that if you ever have the idea that I'm broken, I'm not good enough, I can't, I want you to know that that is BS, belief systems, that is false, that you are already enough and you can do anything you want. We just got to change the beliefs or the story you're telling yourself, and then maybe improve the strategy that you're using. And you can spend years trying to figure this out on your own, or you can keep watching these videos or read the newsletter or go to YouTube or however you're watching this. Maybe it's a podcast episode, but keep consuming this information because I've already spent the 31 years. I've already worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of people trying to figure out what works, what doesn't, what combination works the best. And the tools that I'm sharing with you are amazing. They work really, really well. And I want you to use them, right? Find out for yourself, put this stuff into action. And then if it's like, it's still not working, well, we'll get on a call and we'll find out why, because this stuff works. Okay. It works. We just have to work it, or we've got to apply it the right way. It's like opening the safe. Remember the old, lockers that we would have, and you'd have to open the combination, and if you were off just a number, it wouldn't open, and then you have to do the dial and start it all over again. Well, that's sometimes how our breakthroughs are. We got to get just the right combination to open that door, and a lot of times we're off by just one number and we don't know it. We think like, oh, I'm never going to get in that door, but you're just one number off from making it happen. You're one belief away from transforming your life. So I'm going to help you do it. We're going to do this together. You got this. You're amazing. So, all right. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night or a great day. Whenever you're watching this, just be awesome. Have fun. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, hang on one second. I try not to read the comments when I'm taping because it distracts me, but I see Garrett on there. Garrett, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I'm going to be thinking about you the next time I do a podcast. So when you hear me on the radio, know that I'm going to be thinking about you. So thanks for your comment. I appreciate you. Talk to you soon.